What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is January the 20th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, we just had ADP weekly coming in at 8,000, a little bit lower than the consensus. But in my opinion, the market's going to brush this under the rug and not really care too much about it because it has bigger issues to pay attention to and focus on. So right now, Dow is down 0.13. S&P down 0.12 and NASDAQ down 1.48. It did recover from its kind of intraday or I guess overnight lows, if that kind of makes sense, of 2.12%, but potentially that's where, again, once the market does open, where it might gravitate towards, only because a lot of institutions wait up until obviously trading hours. That way they can do options. But nonetheless, the big thing for today is Greenland tariffs, and it doesn't look like both the EU and Trump are willing to kind of settle at this stage. So the market is going to be thinking that we're in another April 2025 type of scenario. So we'll have to wait and see how that does play out. Aside from that, though, getting right to it, the fear and greed index in theory is under the greed category. So meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. I've saw a lot of posts over the weekend saying that today's red day is going to turn to a green and people are going to buy the dip. Could happen, definitely, but from what we can see so far from the trading during the pre-market, it doesn't look like we are going to be seeing a crazy recovery. Of course, you could be seeing some more speculative stocks really moving higher, but I think for face value, people are trying to mitigate risk. Getting right to it though, SoFi is down 2.9%. They are luckily enough following the technicals almost to a T. Shorts aren't doing, or now they're increasing, but 230,000 shares. So they're kind of feeding off the negativity. 9.3% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 115 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts are again pouncing off of just the broader market. Right now with it at 25.34, it did regrettably break below this S2. So 25.39 was kind of holding when I was preparing for this video. In theory, the next strong support is 23.93. Luckily enough, in SoFi's case, a lot of institutions love to buy the dip with it, so most likely it'll gravitate and flirt with this S2 throughout the trading day. So 25.39. So for those of you that want a day trade, swing trade, if you want a very good deal, then maybe orient a lot of your bias to that 23.93. Moving on, NIO. This is unfortunate, and I feel like NIO just can't catch a break because whenever they put out good news, the market just seems to be crap. So unfortunately, it is getting dragged down 1.9%. Nothing really to do with NIO whatsoever, just algorithmic trading as per usual. 8.21% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 167 million shares overall being shorted. Similar to SoFi, shorts are increasing about 354,000 shares, so shorts are kind of again trying to hit it hard. NIO shorts love to try to break it based on the technicals, so the next strong support is going to be that 455 followed by 480. Moving on, ticker TWG, so they are up a very impressive 100+% because of this right here. So it looks like they entered into a agreement for the acquisition of wine authentication and tracking, so pretty good stuff. I don't know if Trump's comments about tariffing France and the wine 200%, if that's going to maybe impact, if there's any kind of update to that, if this is going to affect TWG. But for right now, market seems to be really liking this. Currently, shorts aren't doing anything during the pre-market. 3.25% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 9,000 shares overall being shorted. Couple points with it at 732. It is trading between this pivot and this S1, so 214 and then 1097 is going to be the next strong support and target. And given the momentum, you could see very much this 1097 being hit. This is kind of some of the price action that did happen so far. So just going over here, so 1076 obviously looks like we already did kind of hit that during the very early morning part of that. Aside from that, ticker IBRX, so they are up 21% because of this. Biotechs, obviously, as I've explained in previous videos, aren't my forte, but from what I can read from this, it looks like they're kind of pursuing discussions with FDA, giving additional documentation within the next 30 days. So this seems okay, but I don't know if this is justifying of that much of a green day, so just be cautious of a potential pull down once the market does open. Shorts are increasing about 35,000 shares. 36.7% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 123.5 million shares overall being shorted. DTC being at 7.91 days does really signal that shorts are fairly overextended. Right now with that 666, not a good number. It is trading between this R3 and this R2 based on the classic. 759 and 515 is going to be the next round target slash support. And like I said, I feel like we could be consolidating a little bit based on everything, because the stock has done very, very well just in the last 5 days, up 134%. So definitely something to keep in mind. Then last but not least, Rezolve. So I actually do cover Rezolve on one of my other YouTube channels, and it is down 8+%. And this is a very big momentum play. So of course, given the circumstances, momentum plays aren't really big money is not really gravitating towards those right now. So this is why you're seeing it really get dragged down. Shorts are increasing just a measly 126 shares. That's it. Now it looks like they're returning 34,000 shares. So maybe it kind of signals that the push lower is too much. But 31.14% of the free float is being shorted. Works to be 36.9 million shares overall being shorted. Couple points with it at 423. Trading between this R3 and this R2. So it did land on Friday at that 461 after hitting 497 as a high. So 420 is going to be a strong support. Just watch for that. If not, then you can kind of anticipate the high threes, 394. Let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that's floating your boat? One final thing, if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over to my Patreon. I actually do have a promotion right now where it is $10 a month. So if you get in, it will never increase. And these are some of the day trades from Friday. So right now it's kind of, a lot of them are getting hit, but of course on Friday, many of them went up 459%, 37, 37, 11, 87, 20%. So definitely worthwhile to kind of pop over there and check that out. And even if you look at the day trade right here, the range, a lot of them, even though it landed 27% in the green, it went up significant. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.